Good evening, everybody. We are at Darlington tonight. We got 184 laps for the Winston Cup replay series. It should be a good time tonight. We got about 17 drivers. They're just finishing up qualifying right now. We got about 5 minutes left before we get this show on the road. Race info for tonight. Track temp's going to be 68. This thing is going to cool down as we go. It is a night shift race, so it should be interesting as the night goes on. I anticipate some green flag running outside of. We're making a little bit of a change to caution flags and stuff like that. Usually we only allow it to be thrown by iRacing, but with the way Darlington works, we're going to go ahead and manually throw some of those cautions in the event that two cars get collected and they wind up way off the side. So we'll have a change there. So it should be fine. I don't anticipate that happening too much, but we'll go ahead and get qualifying stuff up on screen as they're still finishing here. King, I think we got one race left till Martinsville, and the NIS is at WNIS is at Martinsville this week too. So, we do have a surprise entrant with Fatherball showing up tonight. He actually had back surgery yesterday, so it'll be interesting to see how he can hang on to it. We're also missing one of our usual entrants. We're missing our buddy Tyler. He had some family things come up, so we're thinking of you, bud. Hopefully you get a chance to watch some of this. But I'm going to go ahead and unmute and bring in my assistant, Corn, who's on the race control for tonight. What are you thinking, Corn? How's it looking?
Well, I can tell you exactly how it's looking. Give me a second here.
Oh, it's live, Hal.
There you go. That's how it's looking.
That's how it's looking? Well, that's good.
Yeah. Live.
Also, chat, if you hear some hooting and hollering in the background, Robin has enough iRating. She's finally able to run Mooncar. So she is running Mooncar tonight. They're doing Gen 6s. So if anybody watches Moonhead's stream on Twitch, go cheer on your girl in the 33. She'll be out there in an all pink Gen 6. So, but I think we're slowly getting things wrapped up here. For some reason, my overlay is messed up. I don't know why.
Maybe it's an underlay. I don't know.
It very well could be. I don't know. For some reason, it's got Spicer at the top, but what I see is Joe Sullivan qualified. Kale hasn't done a single lap yet in qualifying, so I don't know.
You know.
F it, we're doing it live.
Yeah. We're live, pal. I'm gonna do a shameless plug here. If you haven't yet, there is a new short over on ICW Gaming on YouTube, and we now have TikTok. So yeah, there's 2 new shorts over there as well.
Yeah,
same shorts. But
if you guys are following me on TikTok, you got to go follow Corn's TikTok. We're trying to get him up so he can live stream there as well. So if y'all could go do us a favor, go follow him over on TikTok at ICW Gaming, correct?
that'd be correct.
Yes.
If you can't find me, put an underscore between ICW and gaming.
So.
Because for some reason that's how I had to do it. So here we are.
Yep.
Okay,
man.
We are not running. We are not going to run a relative screen because that takes up half the screen. And I don't feel like messing with it to fix it.
I don't blame you.
I will just use the normal iRacing stuff for this.
Let's see if Tyler's right. Hide, show. Nope, it's still broke. It'll refresh here in a minute. It'll be fine, Tyler. So
what are we doing?
He was just saying how if I rebooted the close the overlay and reopen it, I'm just gonna I'll let it fix itself when it changes changes sessions here, so it'll be fine. But they should be just about done here.
Yeah, about 10 seconds.
It's funny, the scoring tower here doesn't work.
No, it doesn't.
Yep, I just got the light to show that it's should be finishing up. There we go. So let's go ahead. We'll get this off. We'll get our grid up for tonight. All right. So we got Joe Sullivan on the pole with a 30.058. Justin Burnsy going to be second. Derek Sivers third. Dennis Daly starting in fourth. Robbie Wilson fifth. Gary Freeman sixth. Tom Gom in seventh. Diesel Weasel in 8th, J.D. McHaley in 9th, Rick Evans 10th, Mike McHaley 11th, Cale Spicer going to be 12th, and then we've got Greg Wellen starting 13th, Scott Thompson starting 14th, Eric Cap 15th, Ricky Williams 16th, and Ron St. Louis starting in 17th. So that is your starting order for this show. Go ahead and get that up on screen. Diesel, I rebooted Trading Paints, so I'm guessing, and I'm just going to check here really quick. Is that what I think it is? Diesel Weasel is in a Chad Little inspired Gary Freeman-esque John Deere paint scheme for tonight. So it says 71 next to Diesel. It's gonna be the 97 tonight.
That is beautiful.
Oh, that's way too funny.
Beautiful. Do me a favor. Go look at that 210. And I just want you to put that monstrosity on the stream for a moment.
Are we talking about that chrome thing?
Yeah.
The too fast with there's a Capri Sun on it. Let's chase it.
I mean,
farm use only.
There's everything on that thing.
What is wrong with this car? What did you make me look at?
I made you look at the first paint scheme I ever made for Gary. This is his throwback car.
Oh, it's a throwback, all right.
Oh yeah.
I see Joe
JD is in a throwback. Oh my goodness.
I saw that too. We got Sullivan in a Morgan Shepherd inspired Motorcraft 15 car. Oh, Ricky Rudd. Okay, you're right. I thought it was Morgan Shepherd, but it's Ricky Rudd. I forgot about that.
These are some really good looking paint schemes tonight.
Let's go to JD. We'll get a close up on him. He's got the throwback Terminex. I duplicated this car for last week. So this is the car that I duplicated. Let's see if he could get a win like I did. So we'll get to more of these, I think, as we get through the race under caution. We'll get some better views and that sort of thing. We do have Fatherball in the midnight paint scheme, so.
So I'm gonna ask you before we get the green here. Who's your underdog pick?
Ooh, my underdog pick? Joe Sullivan.
Joe Sullivan?
Yeah. Yep. I'm gonna go with the 15 car as my underdog.
I think I'm gonna go with Derek Sivers.
He dominated the last time we were here. But
yes, he did.
The field is deep this time. We got 3 starting on pit road. They're going to fall in line here, and we're going to get this thing a-rolling. I've got Mike McHaley crashing already? That can't be right.
I believe you're right.
What happened to Fatherball? Reminder, he's had back surgery, so I'm not sure. Oh, he just drifted. Hopefully he kept it off the wall. Just barely touched it, so hopefully he can get going. But Joe Sullivan going to be your leader so far.
I spoke with Mike McHaley earlier today, and it sounds like he's just looking to put at least one lap down and then He might just start and park.
I think he'll probably run as long as he can hang on to it, would be my guess. Oh, Tom got him loose.
Tom got him. Oh, what a save.
God bless the dirt. God bless
no
the
kidding.
dirt. 4-car breakaway up front. I got JD up 3 positions so far. I see Kale and Greg are hanging way back. I don't know if they've got a plan or not. Oh, I got Fatherball crashed again. He's headed down pit road. I wonder if his back just wouldn't let him hang on to it.
Yeah. That's highly possible.
Well, Joe Sullivan getting a little bit of a gap here. Let's throw the gap up on screen. Hopefully he doesn't overrun too much and get too far out ahead. But
I foot licked by my dog. It was one of those drive-by licks.
so we've got
Gary Freeman loose coming out of 4 there.
I'm looking at the 210. He's rolling again, so he kept it clean.
He did. He saved it. He just got a little loose there.
This is one of the harder tracks to get a setup to really work correctly.
Yeah.
You either set up for one end or the other. So if it's me, I like to set up for 3 and 4. I know you like to go completely different.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to learn to set up for 3 and 4 because 1 and 2 is going to be a lot easier to get through. No matter what you've got set up, what your car's set up for. So you want to be able to make 3 and 4 as easy as you possibly can on your car and on you.
Right.
Because the tighter you get, the harder it's going to be to go through that corner.
Right.
Rather those sets of corners.
Derek Sivers in second. We got Dennis Daly in third. Justin Burns in the Wanger car in fourth. We got Robbie Wilson.
One on the wall there.
You said Derek in the wall?
Yeah, I think that was Derek in the 41.
Yeah. He's moved back to third. We got Robbie Wilson fifth. JD McKaylee up 3 to sixth. Diesel Weasel in his Gary Freeman inspired paint scheme at 7th. Got the Gominator picking it back up. He's up to 8th. Ricky Williams, your mover so far this race, up 7 to 9th. Rick Evans hanging out in 10th. We got Gary Freeman in 11th. Cale Spicer 12th. Greg Wellen 13th. Eric Capps in 14th. Ron St. Louis 15th. Scott Thompson is 16th, and Mike McKaylee at this point is off track. So
he's done his 4 laps. He's had enough. He said.
Well, he ran quite a bit of practice, so
yeah.
I see Robbie
probably taking a good toll on his back.
Robbie putting it underneath turnip for 4th. King, I don't know if the apron in 1 and 2 in iRacing would work that well.
Dennis in the wall. I have never been personally. Oh, Gary hard into the wall. Turn 1, turn 2.
Oh, he knocked the front end completely off of it.
Yeah, he did.
Yep. There's the wall again. He's trying to hang on to it. That's going to be a visit to pit road right there. Mike says he's taking a few too many pain meds, he says.
Yeah, that's the meatball flag for Gary.
Yep, I heard that. Robbie Wilson up 2, sitting in 3rd. It's only 10 laps in, and they are pushing.
That's the thing about Darlington. You don't want to push too early, but
especially
it doesn't hurt to push every once in a while.
Especially since I see Cale and Greg just slowly biding their time. They're picking it apart. Probably slow building is my guess.
The only lap that matters. The only lap you need to lead that matters is Derek's in the wall here. Robbie's in the wall as well. The only lap that you need to lead that's going to really matter in the end is the last one.
Mike, I don't blame you. You got your laps in. You started the race. I wasn't expecting you to be here at all tonight. So the fact that you even started, that's hardcore, buddy. There's a solid battle brewing for second. The question is, oh, and Derek's loose up into 3. He body slams the wall and keeps it rolling.
I'm not expecting to see a single car without some kind of
no
cosmetic damage before this race is over.
Robbie gonna send it up the inside of Derek. He's gonna drift up. Now the question is do Robbie's tires last with the way that he's driving? Let's go to last
he's pushing
lap times. He's faster than Joe Sullivan currently on track, but I'm sure Joe is probably managing a little bit in trying to save. I know after talking to Joe last week, it sounds like he was having issues trying to manage that, and the race kind of got away from him a little bit.
Yeah.
So I've got Diesel crashed. Oh, his motor's cooked. I don't know what he did. Let's go back and take a look. We'll see what happened to Diesel here. Oh, he body slams the wall, tries to get it slowed down, and just pounds the inside wall. Tough break for the Marmot.
Oh, that was a hard hit, too.
Yeah, and then he finished it off, I think, hitting the wall.
Yeah.
Getting out of pit road, so...
See, those are the things that iRacing at this track should, in my opinion, throw cautions for.
Yeah,
I mean that was a pretty hard hit. He was stopped up in the racing groove.
Yep.
It never triggered one.
Well, I'm just looking through my results here. I got Cale Spicer up 4. Him and Greg Wellen have made it up to 8th and 9th. I got Tom starting to hound JD here. And I'm surprised that JD has not... He hung up the Buick for this one, which is very odd.
But it is.
Maybe he thought the Monte Carlo just turns a little bit nicer here, but he's always got a plan. But Tom's hounding him pretty good. I think he's gonna let Tom go. I think try to save some tire maybe.
Yeah, I think personally for me, this track would have been a. JD got a little loose there.
Yeah, I see that. He's gonna let Cale and Greg go too.
For me, this track would have either been the Buick or the Pontiac.
Yeah. Just from a length thing. The Ford works really good here too, in my opinion, even though there's people that say, no, it's the same car. That is not my experience.
I could promise you, if they all drove and felt the same, I would not own all 4 of them.
Starting to spread out a little bit here. We'll go back to Tom Gom, who's up 1 position from where he started.
We got like a 6 or 7 car pack on the front stretch, and another pack back in turns 3 and 4.
Yep.
Ooh, Gary hard back into the wall.
Hard up into the wall, actually.
Yeah.
Man, he knocked the front end off of it again. I wonder if he just fixed bare minimum damage trying to get back out there.
Yeah.
Go back to the battle with Tom Gom.
I just want you to know this. Ben Forrester is currently spectating your race.
You could tell him that, there'd be a spot for him if he wants to run. You can message him that.
I don't know if I can. Let me see here.
I think you can as race control. You should be able to message him.
I'm gonna message him on spectators.
That's probably good. Ooh, Tom into the wall. He kind of gets down and pinches Cale just a little bit. I don't think that was intentional by any means. Tom running that outside. He's making it work, though. Definitely making it work. Check. Let's go over here. We're going to check the gap to our leader. Joe Sullivan going to continue to lead. Go off the gearbox of that thing for a minute. He's got a good gap, about 2.75-ish. And just kind of maintaining. You can tell he's not really driving it overly hard. So I think if he can manage, I think he'll be all right for this one. So.
And it's going under Derek here on the whatever straightaway
that.
this is.
On the backstretch.
Yeah. I lost where I was from Dennis in the wall.
Dennis is using the wall to get the thing to turn. Mike, just sit back, relax, and just enjoy the race, man. Yeah, it's third, fourth, fifth right there with Dennis, Derek, and Burnsy. Kale's about a straightaway back from him. He's pulled out on Greg. Greg's gotten around Tom. And we got JD in his starting position. He's got Ricky looking at him, but it looks like, I think JD got around Ricky, actually. Ricky's up 6. Maybe they haven't traded yet. So Dennis pulled out on Derek. I'm just having a look over at Robin's moon car race. She's sitting 27th. Oh, they're still in practice. My bad. Gary, did you get moved into the turn 3 wall, or? Back here and look at Derek and Burnsy.
I've been messaging back and forth with Ben a little bit here.
Yeah.
I said, Ben, there's a spot open in the league if you want to join. He goes, cool. I'm not sure what I'm looking at, though. I said, it's 87's league, open setups. Put a link to the Discord. He goes, all right. I said, AJ Stevens runs it, so maybe that'll get him a little more excited about it.
Well, if like I said, if he wants to join, he's more than welcome. Sounds like there might have been a glitch with the moon car session. Apparently,
nice.
Somebody set it to 4 p.m. in November at Talladega. It's dark.
Oh my! Wow.
So it sounds like they're starting a new session.
Oh, I wouldn't. I'd run it. Why not?
Oh, that's funny. They got all the way through practice before you realized it. JD in the wall a little bit right there. King, I think it's 80 laps for pit stops here. Like, I'm almost pretty positive on that one. Oh, Ron's in the JD Stacy car.
You said JD Stacy, and I went, what? When did JD make a Stacy car?
Funny. Joe Sullivan's going to be your leader still. He's pulled out 3 seconds on Robbie.
Ooh, Derek loose. Very loose on the exit of 2 there.
He holds it in front of Turnip, though.
And,
what's going on, Donnie? We're doing all right. It's warm here. It's actually very warm in this basement. But Diesel said that he hit the wall hard enough. He had 44 minutes worth of hard.
Oh my gosh.
That's rough. That's a rough
insane.
one.
Usually you don't hear that much.
No.
Required. Usually, or even required and optional combined. Usually you're hearing 30 minutes of required and 30 seconds of optional, or
right.
30 seconds of required and then 25 minutes of optional, or something weird like that. Now I will say I have had one time, because I got hit on every single area of my car and blew the engine, just under an hour's worth of total repairs. Oh, Derek, hard into the wall.
I see that. I'm getting a report from inside the car. Robbie Wilson did not set his gear ratio correctly. So as the tires have worn, his gear ratio has gone away.
Oh, no.
So Joe Sullivan's running 3316s. Now, here's an interesting one. Derek Sivers, Justin Burns, Cale Spicer, Greg Wellen, all in the 32s.
Yeah.
But Derek's using that wall to get that thing to turn. See, we got Greg and Cale are just kind of rolling, doing their thing. Fastest on track the last time by at a 33, or Greg was at a 32.93. Cale was at a 32 even, or 33 even. I'm sorry. So they're not necessarily pulling the leaders in, but keeping them honest. So.
Oh, Robbie hard into the wall there.
Oh, I see that. I'm gonna roll that back just to see what happened there. He cut down too much on Ron, and Ron was holding the bottom, and he checked up for Robbie, and Robbie just kind of running in too deep.
What happened with Rick? Rick is on pit road.
Is he?
Yeah.
Hey, it looks like he demolished that right front pretty good.
I'm going back and taking a look at it real quick.
He pushed that right front end a little bit. So.
Oh, he caught the outside wall.
That's what I was wondering.
I just happened to take a look at the entries and saw that he had a meatball.
Going through some lap traffic here, riding behind Eric Cap. Just biding his time, not really pushing the issue. Looks like Rick's coming out.
That's wild. He didn't really hit the wall that hard.
That was close. Let's roll through our field here. We got Dennis Daly up 2 spots into the 2 position. Derek Siver is going to be our 3rd place car. Got Justin Burnsy sitting 4th still, down 2 spots from where he started. Robbie Wilson, after getting into the wall there a little early, he's hanging out in 5th. Cale Spicer closing in. He's sitting in 6th. Greg Wellen is 7th. Tom Gom back to 8th. Still says when he grows up he wants to be like Tyler Nichols. J.D. McHaley sitting in 9th. we got Ricky Williams sitting in 10th. Eric Cap 12th. Ron St. Louis, who says that I fear Robin, sitting in 12th position. Scott Thompson, he says he's just trying to survive. He's sitting 13th. Rick Evans 14th. Gary Freeman back out on track, rolling in 15th. And Diesel Weasel sitting there with a busted lawnmower. He's in 16th. looks like I think that Joe Sullivan and Eric Kapp are just kind of cruising together. Joe not really trying to push it. Make sure I'm live because I swear to God I saw this this angle before. Let's go find us a battle on track somewhere here.
At Derek Cyrus, Justin Burns, and Robbie Wilson.
That's
all
what
battling pretty hard here for fourth.
That's what I'm looking at.
Third, actually.
Turnip gonna take it to the low side. And he's gonna take it and probably crunch into the wall. I don't know.
No, he kept it off. Robbie's gonna look low. Little bump there.
I don't know if Robbie can get it to turn right now. He hit that wall pretty good.
It's crunched up a little. It's definitely crunched up a little bit.
Well, and that right rear was swatted too. Spicer closing in on him.
Yeah, that right rear is crunched up. Yeah.
I might make it a little bit tighter than it should be.
Justin Burns took off once he got past Derek there.
Robbie's still hounding. Oh no, Rick's loose. Oh, he saved it from going up.
Wall.
Who's in the wall?
Derek hit the wall pretty hard there.
I think he was trying to get away from Rick because Rick was kind of coming up in 4. Robbie's saying that the car is better now that it's swatted the wall.
Is Robbie texting and driving?
He's texting and driving. He's going to go to the other side of Derek here. He says, I see Kale coming. I'm running. I'm going. I'm getting out of here.
The battle side by side. I don't know if this is going to work.
That's ballsy. God. That's ballsy.
Oh, man. I can't believe they pulled that off.
I can't believe they did either.
Like, that might be a move of the race right there. Oh, my gosh. Like, I know we see guys in NASCAR do that side by side, and, you know, all the props in the world to everybody in this field, but we are not professional drivers by any means.
No, Kale to the inside of Derek.
You see two people go side by side at Darlington, and especially in the 87s.
That's
never going to end well.
I cringe.
That was wild.
Donnie, the duel at Bowman Gray, I don't even know if I'd call it a good idea or not. I feel like those cars are too big.
Well, see, that's where they initially did all the short track testing for that car. So, I mean, it can get around there, and it can get around there pretty darn well.
Man, Gary's going to try and get back some laps, I think, here.
Robbie's hunted down Turnip.
Has he? Oh, my God, he has.
He got past Derek, and he just took off like a
dude, he's going to the inside. If I was Robbie, I wouldn't let him fix the car. And he's side by side again.
Is it going to work out a second time? And it is.
What?
Side by side going into turn 1.
That's even ballsier, because this is where the car likes to drift up.
Yeah. Whew. Turnip going to tag the wall on that.
Yeah, and Spicer's going to capitalize and go to the inside. And he's going to get Turnip right there. We're only 46 into this thing. So I think I put 4 sets of tires for tonight. So I think that's what we went with. Let's go check out our leader. Joe Sullivan continues to ride behind Eric Kapp.
If memory serves me correctly. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I don't know if Joe's just trying to ride behind Eric as a way to like hold himself back. But if he is, it's working. they're
Yeah.
still pulling ahead. They're going to make their way around Scott Thompson there.
Now, I know if memory serves me correctly, you can go about, what, 65, 70 laps on a tank of fuel.
I was pretty sure it was close to 80.
Do we start seeing pit stops early, or do folks run the fuel out?
To me,
If
I plan on
say,
it.
you're in the
I plan
car.
on it going full green.
Yeah. On iRacing, especially at Darlington, you run that high chance at Darlington for a green flag race, wire to wire, because of the caution zones, if you will.
Right. Okay.
It's very difficult to trigger an iRacing thrown caution at Darlington.
Dennis Daly's figured something out. He's running 33.0.
Huh. This far into the race.
Let's see, what do you run that time? 33.56, so he's a touch slower there, but everybody was kind of slower that time around. Well, Diesel, you'll have a new car by then. Looks like we got Derek on pit road. I don't know. Oh, he piled that right front up pretty good, but everything's still attached. So I don't know if he's just going to take a set of tires here and roll with it or what.
He doesn't have a meatball flag. Tires are going on it now.
Joe Sullivan's gotten around Eric Cap. And he's starting to gap Dennis again.
And this was my question, with 4 sets of tires. I mean, even with 3 sets of tires, do you come in every 50 laps? Robbie going to go around Dennis
I
here?
wouldn't. You're going to spend a lot of time on pit road. It's only 35 mile an hour.
Yeah.
Dennis is going to let Cale go. Same thing with Greg. Try to just hang on, manage the tires. I mean, here you've got to. If you don't manage the tires, you're just not gonna be in it for the long haul.
Yeah, I mean it's really easy to
Ooh,
tear up.
Robbie just pounded the wall. I'm pretty sure he moved that safer barrier back a foot. Holy dog shit.
Riding the wall into one. I'm gonna hold Greg up a little bit here.
Yep, I was just gonna say Greg coming to him. He piled the wall again. Loose. Oh, he's loose as hell.
Is he going to save it?
He saved it. He saved it, but he's going to lose 2 positions or 3 positions right here. Dennis going to follow Greg. Same thing with Turnip. You can only hit the wall so many times.
Yeah.
Robbie's headed down pit road now. I don't know if he's got a meatball or what's
no
going
meatball
on.
flag, so.
I think I heard the Gominator say he hit the wall pretty good, but everything looks clean.
I was gonna say, from what I heard, there's no damage to the car.
Right. I don't see any damage on it, so. Cale Spicer gonna move up to your second position. He's 4.5 back on Sullivan. Let's check last lap times. Spicer just a 10th faster. 33.14 to Joe's 33.23. Greg Wellen with a 33 flat. So it's almost like a weird give and take here. Derek Sivers, your fastest guy on track right now to 32.01. Right now he's sitting a lap down due to pitting. So We still got 15 cars running in this thing. Let's go check on old JD McHaley, see what he's doing. He's up 2. The Dominator's gotten around him at this point. Looking to see where Tom's at in relation. Tom just hitting that start-finish line.
Sullivan looking to put Ricky Williams a lap down here.
Yep. And he is slowly closing in on Mr. McHaley. Gap has shrunk, now down to 3.2. So he's got to clear Ricky pretty quick. Oh, they made contact.
Ooh, a little contact there, yeah.
I don't think that was anything intentional, but
No. Looks like the 11 got into the wall there, moved down as he was coming out of the wall. Just kind of nicked him.
Cale just coming out of 3. He's got a little bit of a gap between him and Greg.
Gary's wheeling that thing around there. Ain't no front end on it.
Yeah, no, he ain't got no front end, but look at him go. The lawnmower rides again.
That thing's a modified is what it is. Take a couple more body panels off, you might be able to call it an Indy car.
Diesel, it's just the fact that when I host races for whatever reason, people seem to clean it up. I don't get it.
Speaking of IndyCar, AJ.
Yeah.
I think you could run an IndyCar around Darlington.
They've done it before.
Have they?
I think so. I think that was a thing at one point. You got Burnsy and Dennis right together, and I think
Dale's closed that gap by another second.
Oh, he has. I wonder if he had issues getting around a lap car.
And just
no, because Joe is sitting not far off of JD unless he's trying to manage some tire and not let Cale get too far away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Cale's got to get past Gary and Ricky here real quick. Gary trying to get around Ricky as it is. Joe around JD from what I can tell. Yep, he's cleared JD. I was going to say, I thought IndyCar raced Darlington. Diesel says from 1950 to 56. So, Justin Burns and Dennis Daly on pit road. That's looking like a scheduled stop. Diesel, do you know if how many laps they can get out of a tank in this car right now tonight? That's one thing I didn't check. Joe Sullivan pulling it back out to 2.2. So Cale taking it easy around
the got stuck behind the Gary and the 11 there.
Yep. Which works out for works in Joe's favor.
I've been watching Gary and Ricky here. You can tell Gary wants around Ricky. I just don't know if his car's got the power right now. Gary hard to the wall. Oh my gosh.
Oh, he's spinning now.
He's gonna need a caution.
No, he's down by himself. He double wrecked. My software picked up that he double wrecked. Diesel said his black box is showing 73 laps of fuel, so I would expect to start seeing some guys start to pit in the next 5 laps. Maybe a little later, but
ooh.
I think Cale just hit a chunk of Gary's car in 3 and 4.
I can't believe Gary didn't re-meatball that thing. He is still out on the track. That is wild.
Robin made it 6 laps into Moon Car, and both front tires are broken off the car.
Oh, jeez.
Welcome to
It's
Moon
about
Car.
average. Yeah,
All right.
that's about average.
Kale Spicer's closed it into 0.7. Go off the nose of that
He is.
old
Oh.
English machine as he closes
He's
in.
on him now.
Yeah, he's all over him. Joe's tires gotta be cooked.
Kale is at a wall.
Yep, just a little bit there. It's gonna let Joe kind of pull out. I don't think Joe's gonna make the same mistake that he did last week, and I have a feeling he'll pit with or after Kale.
That'd be my call. I mean,
Right.
we're only a handful away from seeing the rest of these, or a handful of laps away from seeing these guys that haven't pitted come down.
Tom is still out there as well.
Yeah, I imagine we're gonna see the rest of these guys come down. A couple guys gonna get their laps back.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh.
Derek's gonna go around the lap cars of the 87 and Gary Freeman here.
Let's check the last lap times.
Yeah, they're bumper to bumper.
Who's gonna pit first? It's like who's gonna flinch, right? Because you
Right.
know they're close. I mean,
It's like the world's fastest game of chicken right now.
Yeah, pretty much. They're I'm starting to see Greg get closer too.
Kale isn't pressing the issue. I can tell you that just by watching.
No, but Kale's very methodical. I mean, you don't see him press the issue too often.
There he goes. Kale's looking low.
Yep.
And Sullivan's going to let him have it.
Yep. Ain't no point in fighting right now.
No.
Get the car to last as long as you can on tires and fuel. Maybe beat him on the back end. Plus, at least this way, it gives Joe a chance to check out Kale's lines and see where he's going.
Mm-hmm.
All right, King. We'll catch you later, buddy. Gary Freeman out of the way. Gary
that thing
driving.
looks like it's leaning funny.
Who? Gary's car?
Got a meatball. Yep. It's got a meatball.
Ugh.
Joe's gonna pull out of the way for Greg. Yeah, I really love racing with most of these guys. They're very respectful. You know, they know that if you're faster, they're gonna let you go. They're not gonna really put up too much of a fight.
Yeah, no, I think I'm kind of in the same boat. Like, I don't think anybody that's in this league has ever, not just let you go because you were a faster guy or held you up or anything like that. So
Yeah.
and I've raced with officials with almost all of these guys.
Yeah.
So, but I see the Dominator slowing. Ooh, Tom hit the wall with that right front. It looks like he moved that right front tire in.
Yeah, he's
headed to pit road. He's got to just about be out of fuel anyway.
He's got the old meatball flag.
Yeah, I figured it doesn't look like it's bad. It looks like it definitely shoved the right front end, but
I'm getting a word from the garage area. Gary Freeman has, well, he tried to park it, but he ended up just putting it in the grass and burying it underneath it. So I think he's done for the day.
He's put her on the trailer.
He put her under the ground. He just ripped up some turf and buried the car.
We just buried it. Okay.
Yeah.
I see Joe Sullivan slowing. He's coming to pit road.
Kale's coming to pit road
Kale's coming next lap.
here. I got a little ahead of myself.
Yeah, well, I happened to hear it just at the right time. So I imagine we'll see Greg come with him. Maybe he can stretch another lap out of it. I don't know. Greg's going to keep going.
So I'm going to bring this up on stream because I just got the notification.
Yeah.
iRacing is releasing or has released the Acura NSX GT3 Evo 22.
So is that
New
coming
GT3
with...
car to the lineup.
Is that coming with the update next week?
I would believe it's either coming or it already has.
Greg Wellen is still going.
That is wild. He's gotta be the only car out on
76
track right
laps.
now.
He is the only car, I think, on the lead lap at this point because he just passed Cale Spicer while Cale was pitting.
That's wild.
Robbie's now past Cale. Cale's now rolling. I would not be surprised to see Greg pit next lap now that Cale's on track. This is interesting. Like that is stretching fuel. That's hardcore stretching fuel.
I know if there's a guy that can do it, Greg's the guy.
I've seen him do some crazy. He's not pitting yet.
Good Lord.
Where do we see him pit? You think 80?
He's got to pit by 80.
Or do you think he's got enough fuel to make it to where he can split it in half?
I mean,
it'd be 92
laps. I don't know.
Gary says he sent the pile to the shredder.
Yep. I figured you dug up some dirt and dropped it into the ground there.
Here he comes. He's coming in on 80. So now you'll see guys start to get their laps back.
Yeah. Dominator's back out on the track as well. I just noticed that.
Yep, I see him 3 laps down right now, so we should at least get 1 lap back here. But yeah, Greg Wellen on pit road. So Robbie Wilson's sitting in second. Do I get the gap? Yeah, he's 43 seconds down to Greg, so he's got to come around one more time on Greg, I think. Unless my settings are messed up. Greg's already off. Greg's rolling off pit road. No, Robbie's your leader now, so it just kind of freaked out, I guess. Robbie's going to be your leader with Dennis Daly sitting second. But Cale, Joe, and Greg are almost all right together. Let's check the last lap times. Spicer and Sullivan both 31.6 last time by. That's moving.
Oh yeah.
Like that's hauling. Greg with 1:10 that last time, but obviously he was on pit road. So how many guys? So now we're back to 6 guys on the lead lap. I'm amazed that we haven't seen a caution yet.
I am too.
I'm actually kind of shocked. Spicer around Turnip. And he even clips the bottom and still keeps going. So Cale going to set his sights after Dennis Daly. Dennis in the E4 Mafia. Brave little toaster car. Are they talking about food? Greg
Talking
Welland.
about Mountain Dew flavors.
Oh. He's talking about Diet Mountain Dew, isn't he? Tom is.
What happened?
What do you mean, what happened? Oh, they're still talking about Diet Mountain Dew. Where is... Okay, JD just cruising. I thought maybe JD needed a caution or something. That's what I thought I heard, but...
Do we need a competition caution?
I don't think we need a competition caution. We'll let these boys race it out. Man, there is a pile of them headed for a first-place fight. There's 5 cars, all looking at first.
Oh, my
Robbie
gosh.
getting passed by Kale. Dennis is hanging out of these guys.
They're under like a 0.5 blanket right now.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Joe had to check up because Robbie wasn't as fast through the middle of the corner. They're kind of checking out on Dennis, but Dennis closes him in 3 and 4. Joe underneath Robbie. Robbie in the wall. Greg going to get by 2. Greg's going to go to the bottom of Joe Sullivan into 1 with a power move. They're going to fall in line. I don't think Greg's going to try and let Kale walk away like he did last week either, because that was something that Greg had mentioned. You let Kale get a little bit, and it's tough. It's really tough. You give Kale an inch, and he's going to gain a mile.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, Robbie's falling off. Joe just kind of hanging right now. Maybe he's going to see if Greg and Kale push themselves hard enough to burn up their tires. It's definitely a battle for first and second right now. Don't hit the wall. That's the name of the game right now.
Yep.
Let's check in on Burns. Of course, I click on Burns and he's in the wall. He's trying to run down Dennis Daly in 5th.
Commentator's curse.
Yeah. Ricky Williams up 9th to 7th. He's gotten around old JD McHaley.
Why is Derek back on pit road?
Derek's back on pit road?
Yeah. He's been there for about 5 minutes.
Interesting. I don't know. I didn't see a crash in my list. So I don't know if he popped the wall or what.
So I'm getting ready to look at.
Okay. We got Eric Kapp in 9th, up 6 positions. Tom Gom running around about 2 laps down right now. He's still got some damage there right in front of that full 8 sports marketing Pontiac. I wanted to see if I can't get a closer look at it.
Tom's out there wishing it was a dirt track, according to what I'm hearing.
Oh, yeah, that right front's still pushed in pretty good unless he swatted the wall again. It looks towed out as well.
That's what I'm looking for here.
We got Ron, Pit Road Ron, sitting in 11th, up 6.
Oh, yeah. He killed that right front. Turn 3, turn 4.
He mollywopped the piss out of it, did he?
Oh, yeah.
I got Scott Thompson up 2 in 12th. Derek's still sitting on pit road. Rick Evans 14th. Gary put it on a trailer. We get Diesel still on pit road. Maybe he'll pass Gary. We'll see. Or he might just stay in to watch the race. But Cale Spicer continuing to lead. Let's go look at last lap times. Him and Greg.
I was going to say, Diesel should be able to get back out on track here any minute now. He's been on pit road for 43 minutes.
He should be close.
I'd like to see him go back out there, if nothing else, just to burn some more laps, pick up a few more, maybe pick up a spot or two.
Kale and Greg into the 32 5s and 32 6s.
Because all he's got to do is turn about 30 laps or so, about 37, 38 laps, and he'll pass Gary Freeman for position. You hear that, Diesel? Get back on track. Run the apron if you need to.
Pass everybody on the apron.
Yes.
Ugh.
Or just ride the wall the entire way around. I'll clear black flags.
Just flat out, just wall ride it. Diesel doesn't think that Ron deserves the moniker Pit Road Ron anymore after the way that he hit Pit Road tonight. What's going on?
Sounds like there might be a little debate on what should and shouldn't be a caution.
All right, so we got, looks like there's a little bit of gap now between Greg and Kale. Joe's kind of fallen off a little bit, not terribly. He's hanging on for third right now, so hopefully one more stop and he should be able to run the distance, because I think at this point, I think Greg's proven that we're not going to see one pit stop. I think it's going to be multiple.
Yeah.
We got Robbie back to fourth right now. And remember, some of these guys early pit. So, and the early pit might pay off. It's hard to say. It depends on how the leaders play it too. So
at what point do I sneeze and accidentally hit the caution button?
Don't.
It seems to sound like maybe there's a couple drivers who might enjoy that happening.
I'm sure, but
there it is. Right. Diesel Weasel back out on track.
Oh, there he goes.
Brand new car. I think they just unloaded a new car.
They probably did.
I'll have to ask. Let me see.
We got Bernsey in sixth. Ricky in seventh. JD sitting eighth. Eric Cap in ninth. Tom Gom 10th.
Diesel says he's pretty sure they made a new body for this car out of Play-Doh.
It wouldn't surprise me. We got Ron St. Louis in 11th. Scott Thompson still hanging in there. He thought he wasn't going to make it past lap 50. He's in 12th. Rick Evans 13th. Derek is still sitting on pit road, so I don't know if he just decided to call it a night or what may have happened here. So we'll have to find out later.
I'm going to step away for a moment. I will be right back.
Sure. Gary said they pulled another lawnmower out of the landscaping trailer. Wall 11, me 0, no damage. Good Lord. Robbie, you got to keep it off the wall, man. I'm pretty sure that car's got enough damage for everybody. That right rear's damaged pretty good, I can tell you that. Tom Com relaying that he is driving a wrecked bucket of, well, pig manure. Oh, Tom into the wall hard again. My God. I think that might have ended Tom's night. He hit her pretty hard. Oh, Tom broke the right front clean off the car. That's the one thing I hate about this place is you come off a 2 and there is one hell of a hump and it will just stop this car in an instant. So yeah, he knocked it down pretty hard. We'll go back and take a look at that really quick. Actually, I'm gonna bring it back. We'll change camera angles here. So Kale's underneath him. He's gonna try and keep it low, but man, Tom just pounds the wall. Yeah, the right front's towed right out, and it's cambered way in. So back to the battle for the lead. They've definitely pulled out on Joe Sullivan right now. Joe about 2.8 back. Let's see what kind of lap times we were running last time around. They're still under 33. Yeah, Tyler, I agree. The tracks with the jut out make it really hard, especially with the way that the track kind of falls away towards the wall. If it juts out right there, you just pound the thing, and it's not a fun time, that's for sure. Robin sitting 40th almost in her race with 6 to go. No fast repair left, so she's going to have to be careful for a little bit. Diesel needs a participation award. Yeah, he's definitely stuck her out, that's for sure. Tom Gom's still sitting on pit road from what I can see. Is your wheel still attached? Nope, there's the meatball. All right. Oh, Robin's out of moon car. All right. Kale Spicer going to continue to lead. They're throwing down 33 still, so they're moving. Joe Sullivan back here in 3rd. Robbie Wilson in 4th. Put our gaps up here. Dennis Daly sitting 5th. Burnsy kind of looking to close in on Dennis, but he hasn't really closed in on him yet. I thought that they would be fighting at this point, but nothing yet. And I definitely think it's way too early to take that second stop. I mean, I think these guys are about 40 laps or so on their tires. So we'll see. Looks like Robbie Wilson a little slow there. I don't know if he's gotten to the wall or what. Gary says the pizza on the infield tastes pretty good. I don't know. Never been to Darlington for the pizza. Never been to Darlington. Oh, turnips all over Dennis now. Go back up to the battle for the lead. We're still going. Corn, I'm going to mute for just a second here.
Okay.
Report from Robin: we didn't survive moon car. She got wrecked with she got wrecked with 6 to go, and of course she didn't save me the replay. Oh well. There'll be another
How
one.
could you?
There'll be another one.
Yeah.
So, yeah, yeah. That's the way Mooncar goes sometimes. So
Oh, yeah, maybe all the time.
maybe all the time. So Gary said that the pizza on the infield's pretty good, but he says it's from Kale's hauler. He's also checking out Kale's backup car as we speak.
Backup car, you might want to check his race car. Might need to bring it to the hauler for post-race inspection.
I might grab his and Greg's. Gary says that his fuel is a weird blue color and his intake has an odd smell.
That's
very specific.
It's aftershave, I believe I'm smelling out in that car right there. Oh, Dennis hard into the wall.
Let me get.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe that smell is specifically electric shave.
It's electric shave. Oh God.
Blade close.
I'm gonna take a guess here. We're gonna look at Diesel Weasel with a 3320. I think he's just riding. I think he just wants to pass Gary at this point. The gap right now, of course, it's not going to show me. Diesel's 81 laps down. He's out there doing his best Mark Martin impersonation, except for the car's not ripped apart.
He has the opportunity, if he completes the remainder of the laps and only gets lapped a handful more times, he has the opportunity to move up to 12th position.
I'm getting an in-race report that the one car is pitting on lap 120. To me, that sounds a little early, but it's whatever. Greg and Kale, though, are pushing each other, and if this race goes completely clean at Darlington, my hat is off to every one of these dudes. Sorry, Gary. You might not be on that list, but I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding.
In my opinion, that's where, the iRacing cautions are horribly done here.
Yeah.
Because they only extend down to that dotted white line.
And I don't.
That is just off track.
I have never understood that. Especially since I got iRacing, because first time I ever raced here, I think it was a next gen car, and there's people wrecking down low, and I'm like, "Where's the caution?"
Yeah,
like the track is like 5 lanes wide when you really look at it. Nobody runs below the dashed line, really. But
I've done it. I've moved all the way down to the wall to make a 3-wide pass.
Right.
And all the way down to the wall is a little bit of an exaggeration, but
Tyler, no, we have not had a caution. And Gary, I'm totally screwed with you, man.
Top 6 are on the lead lap right now. Got Kel Spicer holding down the lead, followed by Greg Wellen, who's about 2/10 back. Joe Sullivan in third, 8 seconds back. Robbie Wilson, fourth, 20.7 back. Turnup, 25.8 back in fifth. And Dennis Daly rounds out your lead lap top 6 with 26 seconds back. Figured I'd get a little broadcasting of my own in.
See, there you go. There you go. Now the question is do you wait for Kale to pit? I think I think you have to.
At this point in the race, and this is how my mentality of a race car driver is. I say race car driver, pixel pusher is.
A pixel pusher.
I'm running that thing out of gas.
Yeah.
Especially at Darlington. If I'm not, destroying the car, beating down the wall, if I'm holding a decent line, I'm running it out of gas. Um, the longer I feel like I can go, the better.
But here's the other thing that you're not taking into account. This place rips up the tires. So do you bust up the run in half so you can have fresh tires in the middle of the run, or do you just keep going?
So really, I would. Here's the strategy I would play. You have 184 laps in this race. I would go 62, 61, 61.
Yeah.
Split it as evenly as you can. And I know that just contradicts what I said about running a car out of fuel, but when you take, how long the car can go on fuel, how long the car can go on tires, and the length of the race, and you add it all up, divide it, do all your math and everything. In my opinion, if you're going to run a green race, that is how you want to do it. Now, it might behoove you if you run it out of fuel twice, and then you come back down to pit road, you got 40 laps of green flag racing left, and you're going to have fresher tires for those last 40 laps.
So here's an interesting one that we didn't talk about, but did Cale just let Greg go?
I don't know.
Greg ran a 32.76. Cale ran a 32.98. Greg's pulling away. I'm kind of confused. We got Robbie Wilson's on pit road. So, what was your third place car headed down pit road like he said he was going to do?
Hale hit the wall. Hale hit the outside wall and nearly hit the inside wall.
See if we can see any damage on the right side of Cale's machine here.
Doesn't look like
it's right behind the right front tire. It's crinkled pretty hard. Almost like somebody took a sledgehammer. Look at the right behind the right front.
Yeah.
I don't think it did any
peeled it apart.
Yeah, I don't think it did any major damage, but let's check lap times.
It's if you look at modern NASCAR cars.
I got a lot of guys on pit road. I got Dennis, I got Burnsy. Robbie just pulled out because they're at about a 60 lap run to the end.
Mm-hmm. I feel like, where that damage is, separated part of the car. So the air is being disturbed. Instead of going smoothly across the car, it's going to be disturbed and go kind of into that crack, if you will.
It may cause him to slow down.
Provide some air.
Yeah. It could change the way that the car is going to run around here. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. So at this point, you only got 3 cars on the lead lap. But that's going to change at some point. Cale up into the wall again, up in 3 and 4.
And appropriately, it's been your 3 most dominant cars of the race. Burns almost to the inside wall there.
Oh, he's loose. He's loose. He's up in the wall.
Who are we looking at here?
Turn up. No caution. It's going to stay green. He was so loose. Holy cow. He just left pit road.
Oh. JD hard into the wall as well. Dennis is around on the front stretch.
What is going on? Dennis blasted the inside.
Turnip coming down pit road.
What? These guys just took tires.
Dennis does not.
These guys just took tires.
It's like rain just fell on the track.
I don't even know what's happening. Everybody's saying it's super loose. Let's put weather up.
Oh.
Who now?
Oh,
who now?
God.
Yellow flag's out. Who died?
Dennis just died. Oh my gosh.
Let's go take a look at that.
Holy shit.
He gets... Oh! It got loose and then he corrected too soon. Oh my god. That's really weird because... Oh, he took right sides only.
Oh man.
I wonder if him and Turnip tried 2 right sides.
Yeah, just right sides didn't work out. Oh man.
Oh my god. Well, Tyler, they do have wave arounds, so some of these guys are going to go ahead and take it. Anybody that survived, I guess. But man, that's
Yeah,
oh
all
no.
your top 3 guys are going around going down pit road, so
Yeah,
we're
so
gonna
some guys
see.
are probably going to take the wave around here if they put tires on. But I'm pretty sure after that, I think Dennis is out.
Oh, dude, that blew the car up.
Oh,
I
I
mean,
know.
it ripped the left front off. It blew the car up. Ripped about every body
I
panel you could think of off of it.
yeah. I've never tried taking 2 tires here, just because of the way the track is. It's just too weird.
I have done it in the next gen. I have never done it in the 87.
Keep in mind, Corn, anybody in front of Greg here,
Yep.
once they come off a pit road, if they get, if they don't get away around, tell them to go ahead and take it. But and then just clear the black flag, and the restart's probably easier. So
I don't think anybody's gonna end up with a wave around here.
there's a bunch of people in front of Greg, unless everybody's coming down pit road. It looks like everybody's coming down pit road, except for maybe Robbie.
Diesel got a black flag for being just barely in front of the pace car on pit road.
You're kidding.
Do I clear it?
No, let him make him serve it. I unfortunately.
Yeah.
Okay, this is weird. Robbie,
Oh,
did you get the wave around?
Robbie got a lucky dog.
That's why. That's why I put him behind Greg. Because he's asking
Yep.
me. Ooh, Dennis with
Oh my
53
gosh.
minutes. Man. That's wild.
No, we were just talking about that too.
Yeah, I'm going to run and use the restroom really quick before this thing goes green, so I'll be right back.
No, already. Almost 100. It was about 120 laps, maybe a little more before we had our first caution. It's wild to see a race go green for that long. And the leader's off. They're going to get going here.
Greg with a nice jump. So we got 3 cars on the lead lap right now. If we can get another quick caution, Robbie can make it back on a lead lap. Greg's going to try and check out from Kale as fast as he can, I think.
Would you like to pull in what I will now refer to as the not-so-chrome toaster and have a little interview?
Let's talk with him just out of the infield care center here.
Let me find him here.
We can get him in. Dennis, just out of the infield care center. How you feeling, man?
My pride's hurt. This car was tight all race, so I figured I'll throw something at it. Did 2 tires, and it just, I don't know if the track just flipped or what, but
I felt like there was definitely some kind of change because, I mean, I saw everybody getting loose right before. I mean, I saw you spin on the straightaway, and then, like, a lap later, you were in the wall, just dead, flipping down the straightaway. And, I mean, 2 laps before that, I was seeing everybody get sideways.
yeah, I'd been fighting the car tight. Like, I've thrown 8 PSI into this thing to try to change the setup and try to loosen it up, but it just would not stay off the wall.
Just not playing nice.
No. And it was on both ends.
Thought I seen a car back by JD slipping into the wall, but I guess I'm incorrect in my thinking.
I believe Turnip may have lost connection.
I still show him on. Nope, he is not there. Was the 1-2 curtain ever viable in NASCAR? I don't know. You might actually have to go back quite a ways, Tyler, to find out if they ever used it. Like, I think as the speeds came up, I think that went away.
Yep. Turnip just dropped connection.
Huh. That sucks. He was doing pretty good until he smacked the shit out of the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and him were on the same game plan, and it didn't work for either of us.
Well, it was funny because all of a sudden, Corn said Turnip was loose, and I'm like, he just came out of the pits. What are we talking about here? So,
yeah, me and him both did right sides only, and I came off pit road into 3 and 4, and I drifted 3 and 4, and I'm like, hey, Turnip, this is loose, and he's like, oh, I know, I'm meatballed that quick.
Jesus. Well, and it was interesting too because with this being a transition race, you figure with it cooling down, it should have been able to turn just fine. But
yeah,
I don't. It's just weird.
It was.
Well,
it was so extreme. It went from one extreme to the next. There was no in between.
Weird. Well, I guess I learned something for the next time I schedule this race. Either make it night or make it day. Don't make it transition.
Well, I mean, the thing is, in real life, this is a transition race. It starts, just before sunset.
But back then with this car, it started at noon.
Gotcha.
So it only became a transition race around maybe the 90s, early 2000s.
I think it was like early 2000s, mid 2000s.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's
only one of That's probably one of the hardest hits I've taken in this car.
Well, Diggs
It
said
was
that he's never
wild.
seen a car get overturned at Darlington, but it looked like the car slipped. You adjusted for it to move up, and it just snapped.
Yeah, I felt the back end step out on me, so I moved the wheel ever just a little to the right. I'm like, I'll just catch the slide up, and when it hits that banking, I'll be able to drive it back. And as soon as I just drifted to the right just a little bit, the front end just hooked.
Yeah. Man, this is tough. There's only really 4 guys that can even fight it out, and Robbie unfortunately needs a caution right now to get back onto the lead lap. But I have a feeling this is going to go green to the end, because after Robbie, you've got Eric Kapp 2 laps down, JD McKaylee 3 laps down, Ron St. Louis 4 laps down, and then Turnip's out, and Scott Thompson's still rolling. So he may get Burnsy here for 8th. So, Gary said that the Southern 500 in 2005 was the first Cup race under the lights here.
That wouldn't surprise me.
And Robbie is racing with a bloody nose right now. Report that I'm getting. So we got Eric Kapp here in 5th. He's up 10 positions. JD McKaylee up 3. Ron St. Louis in 7th, up 10 as well. Scott Thompson, that AMC colored machine, he's hanging on to 8th. It shows Turnip is in the race, but he's not here. Dennis Daly dead on pit road. Rick Evans also out. I think the only person we got left is maybe a Diesel Weasel.
I got Rick Evans still on track.
Oh, I think
Rick
I know what
Williams is off.
I think I know what happened here. It keeps switching cameras. There's Diesel. Diesel's still out there. Okay, so Mark said that they put lights in 2004, so they could do cooler races for Labor Day. So, well, Spicer's pulled Greg back in. Let's look at lap times last time around. Yeah, Wellen and Spicer running almost identical lap times. Joe Sullivan falling off a little bit, 32.69. See Joe up in the wall in 3. He's going to bring it back down and keep going. So we got about just under 20 laps, or just over 20 laps to go at this point.
I'm going to head out of here and go to the sponsor tent and apologize.
Go find some Advil. I'm pretty sure you got a headache.
Yeah.
Well, it's probably more than a headache.
Yeah.
I think we're looking at closer to just over 30 laps.
Well, we're at 140.
JD hard into the wall. 148, so we're about 30 laps away.
He kept it rolling. He's definitely got some right front damage, but I don't think it's slowing him down terribly. I think at this point it's all about surviving and finishing. I'll go back up to the battle between Spicer and Wellen. Turn our gap on. They're about 3 seconds up on Joe Sullivan. Should see. Let's see if the points are working right now. Apparently not. That's interesting. Okay. I definitely need to figure that out, because that would have been nice to put on screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not working. So I don't know what's up with that. Robbie says he's pulling Joe in, but you got to pass the leaders to get your lap back. So Joe Sullivan off the pace considerably now. He dropped quite a bit there for a minute. So I'm not sure what that's about, but I think we're going to start to see a battle heating up for first. Oh, Sully was going pretty good early. I think he's just missing the mark ever so slightly. It's definitely going to be a battle between these two for the end of this thing. Let me get my track map back up. I don't know why it keeps doing that. But yeah, you can see that gap starting to grow over Sullivan with Spicer and Welland pushing. Let's flip this around a little bit, give you guys a little bit cleaner view for a little bit here. At least now I don't feel like I'm trying to look around the scoring tower. And we'll set it to gap. Yeah, these boys are pushing.
Yes, they are.
Oh, you're right. At this point, they have 30 laps to go on the dot. So, I think as long as everything stays clean, which, I have a feeling it kind of will. Tyler, as far as, are you talking 1 and 2 here or 1 and 2 at Dover? Because here you kind of do a double diamond sort of deal. You kind of come in low, go back high, come back down, so you can get the drive away from the wall. Robbie says, I think I see a water bottle on the backstretch. Ignore the number 1 on it. All right. Oh, Ron almost pulled it right up in front of Greg there for a second. That got close. Oh, man. Yeah, they've definitely... Well, the gap's about the same. Maybe a little bit farther back to Joe at this point. These boys are putting on a bit of a clinic out in front.
Yeah, they really are.
I mean, this is one of the harder tracks to make a setup for, and they've definitely got the setup figured out. I figured this would be a rough one. I'm actually surprised we had as many cars as we did, as long as we did, just because a lot of people hate this place. I mean, it doesn't matter what you're in.
Yeah.
I mean, me and you have driven next gens around this place that don't handle worth a bean. So,
honestly, the easiest car to drive around here, in my opinion, is the truck.
oh yeah, because you're not going that fast into the corner, and you can kind of use that shoulder to get it to turn, right? And I think these cars, they're already tough to drive, number one, but then you add in the human element, it makes it tough, because you look at the best drivers in the world and they're barely going too wide around this place.
Mm-hmm.
And then you put amateurs like ourselves out here, and it changes the game.
Amateurs, speak for yourself.
I mean, I don't have a pro contract from anybody. Do you?
Oh, I wish.
25 laps to go. We're coming to 24 to go this time by. Oh, Robbie says he's done. I think he hit. Oh, yep, he smacked the wall. That right front is twisted. And he's going to bring that number 1 machine right down to pit road. Yeah, the right front fender's ripped off, and it's definitely towed in. Rick Evans up in the wall. Greg's going to go underneath him. Same thing with Kale. Greg holding his line perfectly, letting the leaders by. They've dropped Joe Sullivan to 7.6 seconds. It just kind of sucks, though, especially with the way that the cautions are laid out.
Yeah.
That even a single car can't bring out a caution here. Like, I don't know. And it's tough to make a judgment call from an admin standpoint of, do you throw a caution for a single car wreck?
Right. And I mean, you know, it's something you and I discussed it pre-race, you know.
Right. Well, and we've always talked about this here. You know, we were talking about it earlier. We'll talk about it again. You know, a single car wreck at a track where they generally don't throw cautions, like, I have a hard time with that. If it's a multi-car wreck, okay. But then it's like, okay, later in the run, I don't know. It's just tough. It's a tough call.
Yeah, and that's the bad part.
Yeah. Well, and with the league, we've always tried to go iRacing cautions only, and it does a good job for the most part. You know, there's sometimes where it gets a little funky, but we see that in the officials as well.
Mm-hmm.
But well, and Tyler, that's the thing too, right? Like, the track is wide enough, and the way that they set the loop up, it's really screwy. I've seen cars come back up into the track and it not throw a caution. So, you know, it's kind of weird. I don't really have a good answer for this place. And you hate to manually throw cautions because you don't. If you throw a caution for one, then you got to throw a caution for all of them. I don't know. There's not really a good answer. Not really a good answer. So I don't rightly know, but yeah, these boys have absolutely dropped Joe Sullivan at this point.
You take a look at what I sent you on your own time there, bud.
Oh, okay.
And Diesel's going to at least pick up one more position here.
Is he?
I believe so.
You think he's going to get Tom before the end here?
I think so, yeah. And I was thinking he was going to be able to pick up
Ricky as well.
12. Well, but I just don't know if there's enough time left.
There's 17 laps left.
Oh, then he definitely can't pick up Ricky. Not without another caution and a green, white checkered.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know the answer to the caution stuff here. Maybe it's something that we've got to talk with the drivers as a whole and find out.
Yeah, and honestly, I think that would be the route to go.
Well, yeah,
see what they
they're
think and let's put in the future.
yeah. I mean, you think about it. What we've had one caution this whole race.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, everybody loves caution-free races. They're few and far between, especially in the official stuff. So when you get them, they're that rare diamond,
Yeah.
and they're just really, really fun to run. But when you have guys spinning out, every 30, 40 laps, you should
Right.
have those cautions.
Yeah. Gary says comp cautions every 10 here. Tyler, to your point, yes, ultimately it's our call at the end of the day as to what we do, but I like to let the drivers have a say.
Yeah.
Because it's the drivers that make the series. I just promote it. So I don't want to just turn it into a caution fest because then it gets boring, right? And then guys don't want to run it, and then you're throwing too many cautions. So, I mean, at this point, we've stayed true to the way that iRacing does it. So, let the boys have what, Gary? I don't even know what that means. Well, Kale and Greg are just pushing. I think at this point, Kale's going to try and find out where Greg's going to be better at. Kale, your points leader coming into tonight. He was up by what do we figure, about 18?
Something like that.
I think so. Turning it around from a real not so good start to the season. Now, they do have one drop to the season, so that may change a few things. So we'll have
When
to
does
see.
that drop come into play?
It comes into play after 5 races. So after this one, we should start seeing the drop go into effect.
Okay, we'll have to talk a little more about that. But would you basically put the points in and then?
I got Robbie crashing.
Really?
We're gonna go check it out. He dips low, hits the apron, smashes the wall. He's rolling again, but
Nah, that thing's toasted.
yep, that's kind of what it sounded like. He hit the outside pretty hard. Like, I will be amazed if something isn't absolutely broken.
Yeah.
So, Dig wants to know when Kale's slide job attempt is going to happen. Well, we got 8 to go, or 9 to go, 8 to go next time around. But, yeah, these guys know each other. They race together a lot. They're actually sitting in the chat together in Discord, so I'm sure there's not a lot of talking going on right now. I bet you could drop a pin in there and hear it. Kale's going to the bottom. Side by side into one. Greg checked up. Let him go. So Kale Spicer, your leader now. We're getting ready to put JD McHaley a lap down. JD up to 5th right now. We're going to roll through. Well,
Ooh,
Greg's
big one by the 94.
Oh,
Kale in the
Kale in the wall. He's loose.
Oh, it's coming down to it.
It is. They're playing games with each other now. Let's find out who's slow and who's fast.
Oh,
JD trying to get out of the way. Greg gonna pull away. So we got Kale second. I got Joe Sullivan third. Eric Cap hanging on in fourth, up 11. JD McHaley sits fifth. Ron St. Louis hanging out in sixth, up 11 as well. Robbie Wilson down on pit road with a absolute wrecked race car. Oh, God, he's going to try and get it going. Robbie, that left front is pointing hard left, man. Scott Thompson in 8th. Rick Evans 9th. And that's all we got on track, it looks like right now. But Patrick, you sound like a regular NASCAR watcher in the 90s. Come back with about 10 to go. Greg Welland continues to lead. Let's get our last laps up. Kale closed in with a 32.949. Robbie's going to continue to run the bottom just to put laps in and hopefully not drop too far in the standings is my guess. They've got about a half a lap up on Joe Sullivan at this point. Diesel just passed Tom for 13th, so he stayed in it long enough. He's going to pick up some extra points. So 3 to go at the line. Tyler, if they both crash and kill both their engines, then, Sullivan's got a chance to win this thing. Diggs says Spicer's going to mail it in turn 3 and 4 on the last lap. I don't think so. I've raced with Kale enough. I don't think he'll mail it. If he's got it, he'll do it early before he gets there.
Yeah.
He'll set him up for a out of turn 4 run, something like that. You won't. I don't think I've ever seen Kale dive bomb somebody. I can't remember it happening. So Kale's just way too methodical. 2 laps to go. Robbie's running so slow on the bottom, he's turning 50-second lap times. I don't even know if he's got tires left. That thing is like pushing through the corner as he's slow rolling. Out, Robbie's headed back to pit lane. Last lap. This thing's going to go official. Where does Kale make the pass, or does he just settle for second here? As this place is already tough to make a pass on. Oh, Greg into the wall. Kale underneath him. They're side by side, headed into 3. Kale sending it in. Greg's going to come back on the outside. Looks like Kale's going to clear him. Does Greg make a run?
Man, what
Nope.
a finish.
Kale with a back-to-back finish. Or back-to-back first-place finishes. And the wall costs Greg again. Greg had the same thing happen at Atlanta last week. Joe Sullivan going to bring that thing home in 3rd place. And get this off and get rid of... We'll get rid of this guy. Pull up the results. Grab the race results here. Kale Spicer going to come home your winner by just 0.112 over Greg Welland here. We got Kale doing donuts down the backstretch pit stall area where they used to pit way back in the day. Joe Sullivan going to come home in 3rd. Eric Cap 4th. JD McHaley 5th. Ron St. Louis 6th. Robbie Wilson 7th. Scott Thompson 8th. Rick Evans 9th. Justin Burns 10th. Dennis Daly after a flip finishing 11th. Ricky Williams 12th. Diesel Weasel after 50 some minutes of damage repair comes home in 13th. Got the Gominator 14th, Derek Sivers 15th, Gary Freeman the lawnmower. Didn't find any grass to mow tonight, but he finished the 16th. And Mike McKaylee starting the race with a bad back. At least makes the start, finishes 17th tonight. So, not a bad race overall. It definitely, we only had, one caution, so,
Yeah.
Can't argue with that too much.
No.
But, I think, I don't know if we're going to wind up with anybody with interviews, but, we'll give them a minute here, but I do think we'll probably talk with the drivers, find out, should we have thrown cautions for single car spins there? I don't know. I think it'll be something to kind of decide, because like we said, it's just one of those things where things with cautions and stuff like that are just too out of control of iRacing. Should we have thrown them? Should we not have? It's hard to say.
It's a tough ball. It really is.
Yeah, it definitely is. So, all right. Looks like we've got Cale and Greg in the interview room. So let's go ahead and grab our winner.
That'd be Cale.
Yep. Cale, heck of a run. Started from P14 or 13 or 14 to wind up as a winner tonight.
Yeah, we're out in the weeds there at the start.
I seen you and Greg at the back. I go, well, this could make things interesting. Especially with the way that cautions don't like to be thrown around this place. I know probably cutting through traffic, especially when I seen you guys finally cutting through the traffic more, it seemed like it was later into the tire run for a lot of these guys. It looked like you guys were kind of tiptoeing through there.
Yeah, I don't get a chance to run a ton of long races like this, so it's a little bit different strategy. But...
I was gonna say we don't. It's not like we really have an official series that lets us do it. So outside of
it's a shame that we
WNIS.
don't. It's very, very different. Opens up a lot of different options for how to drive the race. So there's definitely a lot of tire saving though.
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to more laps, but that's just me. But no, it looked like you and Greg were kind of duking it out there at the end, and I had people in the chat wondering when you were going to pull the trigger, if you're going to mail it up the inside there with one to go going into 3, or if you were just going to wait for the run to come.
Yeah, that was poor planning. That was just taking it lap by lap. Greg and I were fighting to see who was going to throw that one away there. We're both banging off the wall.
Well, and it's funny because I was telling Corn, as the race finished up, Greg got busted by the wall 2 races in a row now, because he did the same thing at Atlanta coming off of 4. So
they'll bite you.
Yep. But good run tonight.
Whoa.
Yeah, definitely. But good run tonight. Solid win. I think that extends your points lead as well. So not bad after recovery from a bad Daytona. So.
Yeet.
Alrighty, well we'll let you go, and we'll see you next week.
Yes, sir. Cold beer time, baby. Have a good night.
Yep, you too, bud.
Hey, you too.
All right,
All right, let's
grab
Greg.
Greg. The wall got you 2 weeks in a row.
It does that, but boy, what a heck of a race, huh?
Yeah. I mean, I saw Cale get high about halfway through that last run, and I figured now's his chance. He's going to pull away. And then it just kind of seemed like I don't know if he was just faster or you were trying to manage a little bit so that way you had tire for the end. But I mean, it was a close one for first and second there.
Yeah, we put on a good race. Yeah, that last run, you saw me run second to him the whole first run. I like to do that, save a little tire, save a little fuel.
Right.
And try to do what he did to me at the end there. Because when I got out front after that last pit stop, I was going too hard, and I burnt my front tires off of it and gave him the opportunity to do what he did.
Well, and it's one of the things that's just real easy to do here. It seems like you can just overdrive the corner all the time. And I mean, we saw guys try 2 tires tonight. That didn't work. And and I was talking with one of them, and I'm kind of thinking that the transition race here with this car might not be the most feasible.
Yeah.
But I thought it made for some pretty decent racing, though.
Oh my goodness, yeah. No, that was a lot of fun racing, and I tell you what, I'm genuinely impressed with how iRacing simulated how hard this track really is. Because this
Oh,
track
yeah.
is just as hard for sim racers as it is the real guys. I mean, you saw Kale and I both get in the wall.
Oh, me
Tough
me and
track.
Corn were talking about it. I'm a 4-3, and I avoid this place like the plague.
Yeah.
I cannot figure it out in this car. I can't figure it out in the A car, but the truck I can handle it just fine. I don't know if I just carry too much speed half the time or what, but
That's the tricks.
right. Overall, solid run for you tonight. Get another second place. Hopefully we see a win next week because you guys were battling really good. So
Yep, as long as we just keep putting on shows like this is a lot of fun. And man, I've got to compliment these guys. 2 full long races and 1 caution flag. I mean,
yeah.
this group is impressive, especially on how hard this track is and how slick Atlanta is. I know the sim doesn't throw the caution too easy, but still.
Well, and
still
that's
impressive.
I know we were kind of looking at that ourselves because it's like, okay, if 2 guys get pulled off the wall together, in my opinion, we probably should throw the caution. If it's a single car and it's way out of the way, I think I'm just going to let it roll like an official. But, I mean, we really didn't have that many guys that swatted the wall and even spun. So,
Yeah.
like you said,
I think every last one of us hit it, but nobody really lost it.
we had a couple that really lost it, but it wasn't to the point where it was coming back up and taking other guys out as well. So,
Yeah.
but
That's true.
all right. Well, solid run tonight. Hopefully we'll see you again next week and maybe get the win then.
7-4, I'll be shooting for it. I got to give my family a shout out. My son came in and talked trash to me for getting past in the last corner of the last lap. And then I know my fiance is downstairs watching, plus a couple friends out there in Nebraska. So,
All righty.
glad we put on a show.
Well, like I said, it was fun to watch up here even because it was all about who was going to pull the trigger and win. So good run tonight.
Yep. Thank you, guys.
Yep. Have
You're
a good one, Greg. And
All right,
Joe
last
Sullivan.
but not least,
Joe, you were out front. What happened, man?
Oh man, I just gotta get more consistent. It's felt pretty good on that first run. It just caught the lap traffic and then kind of faded there a little bit, and then just I guess the rest of the race there, I just couldn't be consistent enough.
Well,
I was fast at times, just couldn't pile them up.
I was kind of wondering if with the temp changing, if that changed how your setup went. Like I was talking with Greg, I know Dennis tried 2 tires, and unfortunately that's what brought out our caution. Him and a couple other guys tried 2 tires, and I think it just got too cold, and the setup didn't work for it. So I don't know if temp played a factor in the way that your setup was, but I mean, you looked real strong early.
Yeah, I honestly, I was just talking to Kale about that. I used the one that Corn posted there, and I really had no time to get too much practice in. So I loaded in and then immediately sat like a fast lap, like by half a second. And I was like, oh, okay, this is going to be a good set. So, dang. And then Kale and Greg got rolling there, and they were, had a little bit faster times. But, I mean, yeah, it felt great. It just, I just couldn't be consistent enough with it. Like, it was just, I don't know what it was. I'll have to do some recon on it, but it just, I mean, the first long run was fine, it felt like. But maybe, something to do with the track temperature. Because I think we already started about 70-something.
Okay.
And ended at about 67 degrees. So, I mean, we had, I would say, at least a 5-degree temp drop. So.
Right. Well, and like me and Corn were talking, in this car, they never ran a transition race. That didn't happen until like 04. So I tried something different with this one because it seems like all the races back then were all at noon. So it was let's try changing a few things and making it different. I just don't know with iRacing and the tire model how well that played out tonight.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm honestly, Darlington's tough enough, so I'm glad it was 70 degrees out here and not 100, because we would have been just slipping and sliding all over the track. I mean, this place is hard enough, and But I guess maybe I'm more comfortable in that since that's the way it's ran more. But yeah, it was tough out there for sure.
Yeah. Well, solid run tonight. Hopefully next week you can battle with them guys, see if you can't sneak a win in there and take one away from them.
Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna be trying now. It's I mean, we've been there twice in a row now here, so we gotta keep knocking on that door, and hopefully we can pull one of these out.
Yep. So, all right. Well, good run tonight, Joe, and we'll see you next week.
All right, for sure. Thank you.
Yep. All right. Well, that's going to be it for me and Corn up here in the booth. Overall, like I said, solid race tonight. One caution, a couple of wrecked cars. Corn, any thoughts before we go?
That was a hell of a race to watch. I mean,
I thought so.
You had the great ending there between Kale and Greg, and then, I mean, Jesus, Dennis's flip.
Oh God, what? Talk about brutal. Talk about brutal.
That was hard to watch. Like, obviously, pixels and whatnot.
Right.
But that was hard to watch.
Yeah, that was definitely a brutal one. I don't know. Hopefully we see Mike back next week and he can hang on to the car.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier in the broadcast, we didn't have Tyler here tonight. He had a family thing that came up. So, buddy, we're thinking about you. Hopefully we see you next week. Outside of that, I don't really have anything. Corn, you got anything else?
Not that I can think of, man.
Say goodnight, Corn.
Good night, Corn.
We'll catch all you guys at some point later this week. I'm going to do a little bit more streaming. I'm going to also do some streaming over on TikTok, so don't forget to check that out. Also, if you haven't, go follow this guy, ICW Gaming, over on TikTok as well. And we'll catch you guys at the next race. Good night.
Y'all have a